Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. You join me once again in TrainSimWorld4, but on a different route. Once again today we are on the Main-Spessart Bahn in Germany. Let's go ahead and get it set up. Turn all the safety systems on. Turn the headlights on as well. That's all from here. We'll come down here. I didn't notice this. The AFB is here on this train. I've been playing this game for the longest time and I've not noticed the AFB. Get the doors open now. So yes. Yeah, the AFB. I saw the handle here, but I didn't know where the switch was. It's there. Because you can't see it when you sit in the seat, and nothing really comes up. Oh, it does there. But yeah, very specific spot. I'll put the AFB up to 40 kilometers an hour. Is it on? I didn't hear it come on.
AFB, AFB, AFB.
Yeah, we should have got that. Put the brakes on to make sure nothing rolls away. But yes, we are on the Main-Spessart Bahn with a class 146 and the Doppelstock. I have some facts that I've written down, and I'll get talking about them as soon as we get going, which I think is time, so we'll go ahead and close the doors. Doors are closed. This journey is going to take us about 50 minutes. So, Aschaffenburg Hauptbahnhof. This isn't the original location for this station. Okay. It was originally located here, I'm pretty sure, in the marshalling yard, which we'll drive past in a second. It was opened in 1854, which makes this line 170 years old. With the commissioning of the Bavarian Ludwig Western Railway. This was their, I guess, end point for that railway. The original station was destroyed about 90 years later during World War II, because this line was of great significance. So on the 1st of April 1942, the station was bombed by Allied bombers. Can we go up in speed? No, we can't. A new station was built in the 1950s.
Zifa.
And in its spot where it is now, it was renewed in 2004 with the raising of the platforms and the installation of lifts. This meant that a new station building had to be built, or new station building had to be built, which replaced the old one. I think we can go up in speed now. Yeah, we can. Go up to 120. But yes, so we're passing now by the old site.
Zifa.
Site of where the old station was. You can't see anything, I don't think. I think all of it's gone, but I'm pretty sure it was here. Is this anything important? I don't know. But yeah, old station was here, I think. That makes sense because if you look at the way the lines are, go to 160 now, our max speed. But yeah, if you look at the way the lines are, they go straight that way. We have to curve round. So it just makes it even bit more believable. The station, Aschaffenburg Hauptbahnhof, is served by everything, basically. ICE, RE and RB services. What are we? Didn't say, did it? I think we're an RE. but we're stopping at all stations. It doesn't say, which is quite annoying, because this is of course one of the older routes, one of the oldest routes in TSW. I think it released with the original one, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, quite old. But our consist today, as I've already spoken about, is a class 146 in DB traffic red. The class 146 is a Bobo electrical locomotive. We have a speed board for 140, so I'll bring the AFB down. The train will now decelerate by itself to 140. We've also got a danger signal. But these trains, the 146s, see there's a difference. Bring this down as well. AFB is telling us slow down, because we're coming up to Heusbach. But yeah, the original 146s were built by Adtrans for DB at the end of the 1990s, where I think that this train was built at a similar time frame. I didn't take off the brakes. I was wondering why the train was slowing down too much. It's because I did something silly. But yeah, our 146.2 was built by Bombardier Transportation between 1997 and 2002. Bring the AFB down to 40 kilometers an hour, because we are going off of the main spur and onto a we're going to take this track off into Heusbach station. These stations, sadly, I would have given you information about them, but unfortunately, whenever I looked for any information, there was the Wikipedia page, which just basically told me where it was. Oh, by the way, we're in Bavaria. The state of Bavaria in Germany. It just told me it was in Bavaria and how high above sea level it was. So, I can tell you, the Heusbach station is 144 meters above sea level. And it's in Bavaria. That's all I can tell you about this station. We can now be released from AFB and slow down for Heusbach, which we're on time-ish. I'd call this on time. Not too much braking, it's not really necessary. Bring it for a nice smooth stop. There we go. Unlock the doors. This destination display up here, by the way, you can change if you so wish. So I can change it to this. Then we're going the other way. Changes at the back as well. But we're not going to Aschaffenburg today. We're going to Gemunden. The other end of the line. All the way over here. This line isn't very fast because it's very squiggly. The line is one big squiggly line. Let's get the doors closed and get ready to go. Release the brakes. AFB is set to 40. And off we go. The train plays music, so I'll let you listen to that. Who knew a train could be a musical instrument? Bombardier did. They like doing that with their trains. Yeah, top speed of the 146.2
Ziva.
is 160 kilometers an hour, which we got up to earlier, and we won't be reaching again. What was our... I'm not paying attention too much to what the route's saying. What was our speed sign? 13. If you don't know, in Germany, by the way, they don't put the full number on their speed boards. They just put... If it's, say, an 80 kilometers an hour speed board, they just put the number 8. So they take away the last digit. So... that... wouldn't that mean that speeds in Germany can only be in multiples of 10? Speed boards. Following that rule, anyway. Also, the board we just passed, I figured out what they mean. I figured out what these boards mean. These are distance markers. And where do these distance markers go? Würzburg. That's the other end of this line. Because we are on the stretch of line between Würzburg and Frankfurt, I believe. So yes, that is what we're on. Next station, Laufach. Probably said that a bit wrong. I'll tell you a bit more about the railway when we get there. Because again, I would be telling you information about the station, but there is none. It's only Aschaffenburg and Gemunden where information seems to exist. Maybe you know it. If you do, please educate me. This loco is important, I think, to what I'm going to tell you. To a certain, I guess, a landmark that we're coming up on.
Ziva. Ziva.
Let's get the doors ready to open on the left-hand side. We're running a little bit late. This is a service with quite a tight timetable. They're not normally this tight. This one is. Right, we have stopped. Let's open the doors. Yes, as I mentioned before, the Würzburg to Aschaffenburg railway, the Main-Spessart Bahn, is a railway line in the Bavarian province of Lower Franconia. It runs between Würzburg and Aschaffenburg via Gemunden. The line is 89 kilometers long on the Bavarian section, but 112.5 kilometers in total. This is the line... oh, but the 112, I think, includes the bit out to... I pressed the wrong way. Includes the bit out to Frankfurt or Hanau. I don't know which. But there's an interesting little story behind that, I suppose. That's because the difference in measuring is because the kilometer markings change at Aschaffenburg. This is because, because what the non-Bavarian Railway Administrations opened the section north of Aschaffenburg. So so from Würzburg to Aschaffenburg was the Bavarian Railway Company, but from Aschaffenburg north is other non-Bavarian railway companies. So they split the measuring. So yes, if we were to go all the way to Würzburg, we'd be going 89 kilometers, but we're not. I don't actually know how many kilometers we're going. I have to check the boards at what's his face? Gemunden. Okay, I think... excuse me. I needed to cough. I think, are we going up a steep gradient now? Yes, we are. Okay. We are heading up what is now called the Spessart Spessart Ramp. Anyway, the Spessart Ramp is a steep sustained gradient of 2.1%. It goes for 5.4 kilometers between the station of... I'll bring the speed down. Between the station of Laufach, the one we just left, and the Schwarzkopf Tunnel, the one we're about to go into, or that we will go into before our next station at Heigenbrücken. The loco, the 185 that I pointed out just before Laufach, could just be a engine that they use in case one breaks down. But back in the day, anyway, it would have been a banking engine, because many freight trains would require that because of the gradient. The Spessart Rampe has become redundant as of 2017, anyway, because it was replaced by a flatter route. So there you go. That's what we're heading up now. And it takes us from Laufach, which was 175 meters above sea level, and Heigenbrücken, our next stop, at 274 meters above sea level. So a 100 meter increase, basically.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Right, we have been told to slow down by PZB. We've been given the magnet. PZB, by the way, tells us to slow down to 85 kilometers an hour, but I put it at 80 just to be on the safe side, because PZB can get very angry with you. Is this a freight train? It is. A lot of freight trains use this route. It's a very freight heavy route. It's a car train. Yeah, it's a very, very busy route, this one. I think we can speed up to 100, but we're only one. So this is the Schwarzkopf Tunnel. At the end of it is our next station, Heigenbrücken. I just cut the power. Which, by the way, nowadays looks absolutely nothing like it, like what it does in the game. It does show you how old this route is as well, though, because I went into Google Maps, and hopefully I'll pop up a picture, and went to Street View. It's completely different. Cool thing about this station is though you can open the doors on both sides. So we're stopping at platform 3, which is there and there. You can, of course, if you want, only open the doors on one side. But I do it on both because it's cool. Why not?
Sifa.
Right. Perfect. It's a good stop. We're on time. Let's open the doors. It's very quiet, this route. It's very it's a nice route, even though it's old. It's an older route. It's still, you know, there's not much in it, but it still is, you know, it's still good. It's still going. Let's look at the doors when they close, because why not? I think the sounds are fighting each other for a bit. I just want to show you. So hopefully I'll pop up a picture. What's those open? Of an angle similar to this. Or something. So you can get a comparison of how the station looks now. Because that building's not there anymore. The line is, I think, only 2 tracks. So yeah, a lot of change has happened. Our next station is Wiesel. Now we begin to drop down. We'll be dropping down at about 24 meters. Wiesel, because Wiesel, excuse me, Wiesel is 250 meters or 820 feet above sea level. There's a bumpy route this. We went past more speedboards, didn't we? That I didn't see what they were. They're 120. I'm looking at my notes, I'm sorry. I should be focusing on the driver. It's difficult. It's difficult doing this. But yeah, it's a very bouncy route. So do I have my head sway up? Because you can change gameplay. I've got it at 200%, that's why. I'll bring it down to 100, see if that makes much of a difference. There's no suspension on this train, but you think there would be with the amount it bounces around. It's not just the engine, either, it's the entire thing. See there. Yeah, everything's moving. Right, 130 now. Just get the train up to it. So, the name of this route, Main-Spessart Bahn, as I've already said. Yeah, the route gets the name Main-Spessart Bahn because when it comes out of Würzburg, it runs along the River Main, and then when it gets to about Gemunden, it starts to run through the Spessarts, which we are in now. I'm gonna bring the speed down to down 5 because we're going over. Bring it down to 120. But yeah. So Main-Spessart Bahn. Main, the River Main, Spessart, the Spessart Hills, Bahn, Railway. Makes sense. It just does make sense. Right, Wiesel coming up next. There's also a lot of history in this area, so I will be leaving links to all the places, their Wikipedia pages, if you want to do a bit of reading, because Aschaffenburg, for example, that's a settlement that dates back to the Stone Ages. This one, Wiesel, we're moving into now, is first documented in 1057. The town is some way that way. It's a little bit north of the station, so you won't be able to see it from the station, but it's there. We have a red signal, so bring the train in a bit slower than I normally would. Because right here we're going to hit a 500 Hz magnet. Boom. That basically gives you speeds. And once you stop at the H board, but I think in real life this lower section of the station is gone. It's just this. I stop here anyway. Because why would I stop down there when it's better to stop here? But yeah, Wiesel dating back to the 1057, Heigenbrücken, the place we're just in. This is all going off of documentary mention, so when they're mentioned in documents. But dates back to 1477. There's a lot of history in these hills. After doing a little bit of research, there's Yeah, a lot. So if you like your history, check out the description. I have links to all the towns. This cab is very insulated. Can't even hear the other train. If I look this way, I'd have no idea it was there. I don't know why you can't, actually. Because you should be able to hear it at least a little bit. Always do it the wrong way. Let's lock the doors. We've got the green signal. But we still have to comply with the 500 Hz magnet. So I'll bring this down to 20. Because when we get closer to the signal, it'll tell us to bring it down to 24. And arguing with P sub B is not something that you win. You will always lose an argument with P sub B, as I've found out many times. So don't try it. Don't try and argue with P sub B. It's just a bad day for everyone.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Yeah, see, won't let me release it. Just need to hit that magnet for the train to go, okay, everything's good. See, now I can release. And up the AFB to 110. Partenstein is our next stop. Our next station stop, anyway. Hopefully we don't have any troubles, any unscheduled stops between
Sifa. Sifa.
And we will continue to head down to an elevation of 194 meters or 636 feet above sea level, as that is where the station of Partenstein is. Should be there at about 1406. There is a very pretty viaduct along this line. It should be, yeah, somewhere here. I think we may have just gone over it. I would show you it, but it's not in the game. I looked, unless I missed it, then it's not in the game. Which is a shame. It's a real shame. Because it is a very nice looking viaduct. It's very pretty. Should we get on to talking about the electrification of this line? Because as you can see, the line is fitted with overhead wires. But it wasn't always. So the section of line between Würzburg and Vichhönheim, so a section that isn't in the game, was electrified on the 10th of October in 1954. So about 100 years after the line was built. The whole of the line became electrified just under 3 years later, on the 26th of September 1957. I missed another speed board. Don't do that, I pressed the wrong key. Okay. And yes, because of the electrification, there was obviously more powerful trains, and this meant that less trains required the banking engine at Laufach station. And according to Deutsche Bundesbahn, which is the full title for DB, the summer of 1970 was a time of very heavy congestion on the line, with, get this, 365 trains per day. That's a lot of trains. 365 per day. I don't know how long that period is.
Sifa.
But the summer, so I'm guessing, what we'll say, May, June, July. Of course, it's an average of 365, I'd imagine. So some days would have more, and some days would have less. But that's incredible. Here we are then, coming into the town of Partenstein. I always get this stop wrong, so I'm panicking a little bit. A lovely bridge before it, or viaduct. But yeah, this town, very historic. Look at this, man. I paused it too late. Still a good opportunity for a screenshot though. Oh, the bush is in the way. No. I haven't been thinking about screenshots this entire time. You guys are probably loving it. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe this is your favorite time. I need to up the thingy, don't I? The brightness. That, I did manual focus. Up the brightness slightly. Brightness. And screenshot. Wonderful. Very nice viaduct that. Let's get the hood back on. Yeah, Partenstein. Partenstein. Another place with a lot of history. I think soon we will start to join back up with the River Main. Because we run alongside it into Gemunden. The closer we get. I think, yeah, it's past Lower Bahnhof, which is our next station. We jump back up with the River Main. So you able to see that? How lovely. Doors are set to unlock on the right hand side. So we open the doors. I forgot to talk about the rest of the consists of the train. Only talked about the locomotive, didn't I? This is a 766.2 with a lot of letters that I don't remember before it. But it's, in principle, a driving trailer. So you've got the engine at this end, what we're driving, and then you've got the cab car down this side. DVT, if you're from the UK. This basically just allows them to operate push-pull services, as opposed to having to do runarounds or top and tails or things like that. But Partenstein, first documentary mention in 1233. And I will be leaving a link to Partenstein document in the comments? Description. If you would so wish to do some further reading. Excuse me. Off we go then. More about the railway, shall we? This is adding on to the congestion point. So due to the congestion on the line in 1970, Deutsche Bundesbahn created an expansion plan which included the planned Hanover to Gemunden supplementary line as well as the Aschaffenburg to Würzburg supplementary line. The goal of this was to relieve the congested section between Gemunden and Würzburg. Don't really know where they are, but if you do, then yes. So we are now at approaching kilometer mark 56, which means we've done just over 30 kilometers. So of course, the way TrainSimWorld will tell us is the distance between is from here to here. But we're going up, down, oh, we're going all squiggly. We're doing the squiggly way. So it's longer. So sometimes it'll tell you, oh, it's this distance to the next station, when in actual fact it's not. So it would probably work for this one, because it's kind of the same. We've got a freight train behind us. Oh. And down for the 100. But yeah, for some stations it would not be that case at all, especially on what was that more recent mountain railway in Switzerland, was it, or Austria? Switzerland goes into Italy as well. That route, or Bahn, it would tell you that it's this distance to the next station. No, it's not. It's more, because you have to go all squiggly. So we continue our descent down from the height, the peak of the route at Hagenbrücken to Lower am Main, Lower Bahnhof. Am Main basically means on the main river. It's basically like a town in the UK that's on the River Thames going town on Thames or something like that. Kind of. It especially helps if your town name is the same town name as multiple other town names, because that has happened. But yeah, we're heading into Lower Bahnhof. This place, the town of Lohr, or
Zugbeeinflussung.
Le, I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. I don't speak German, so I do apologize. I'm probably butchering all of these names. But this town dates back to the 8th century. There's another train. This track, I'll talk about in a second, because it's actually quite cool. It's another railway fact. But first let's focus on getting this train to a stop. In the right place. We're actually on time, we're early. Didn't see that happening after the first couple of stops, did you? Have faith. Ye of no faith. Right, let's bring the train to a nice stop. Right. So, that train's gonna go... Where are you going to? Gemunden. Yeah, so you can operate on this route. You don't have to do full land runs if you don't want to. You can do that service, which is effectively a shuttle between here and Gemunden. Or you can do a service that goes from Aschaffenburg to Hagenbrücken. But yeah, this line here, let me find it on my notes. Yes, the single track line, which ran through the town of Lohr, from Lohr Bahnhof to Wertenheim. That's this. It has since unfortunately been closed to passenger service though. That was as of the... Oh no, it was closed in two sections. The first section was closed on the 30th of May 1976 between Lohr Town and Wertenheim. But the line from Lohr Bahnhof to Lohr Town stayed open for about another year and closed on the 22nd of May 1977. The line is still open for freight traffic though, for the small amount of freight traffic that does still use the line. So it's still an active line. It's not disused, totally disused. It is mostly disused though. I was at that speed limit for way too long, wasn't I? Uh-oh. Anyway, I realised that now. Next station. Actually, there's a bit more to talk about before we go to the next station. No. Yes, there is.
Ziva.
There's a cool bridge coming up next to the town of Nantenbach. Those of you already know the bridge. But it joins us, I guess, to the other DLC in TrainSimWorld. Although you can't actually be joined up to it, you can't go on it. You can't transfer between this route to the next, which would be so cool. Yeah, the bridge we're going to transfers us onto the Schnellfahrstrecke Kessel-Würzburg high-speed route. Just waiting to get to it now. But here's the River Main again. Here it is. Well, I'll be damned. Sorry. Not much detail, really, is there? Unfortunate. I didn't see the 150. No. We're gonna continue down though to Langen-Puzelten, a small, I guess you can call it, suburb on the outskirts of Gemunden. Population of just over 2,000 people.
Ziva.
And at an elevation of 160 or 520 feet. So this is the spur off for us. We're going to go down and under. But we're at the Main-Spessart Nantenbach, the main valley bridge in Nantenbach. This bridge started construction in 1991 and was completed in 1993 and opened in 1994. It doesn't look like this in real life, by the way. It looks much better, and I will be definitely putting up a picture on screen because it looks so much better than this. I can assure you of that. Yeah, the bridge connects the Main-Spessart Bahn to the Hanover to Würzburg high-speed line, so the Schnellfahrstrecke Kessel-Würzburg route that we have in TrainSimWorld. The bridge is 694.5 meters long. It's a world record holder in Germany for being the longest span railway bridge, the longest span girder railway bridge, with a max span of 208 meters between the two girders. The supports bring the train down to 110 kilometers an hour. Although it held this record in Germany, which it still does. It was the world record holder, but it got replaced in 2015 by the AVE viaduct in Spain. So yeah, that bridge brings you onto the Nantenbach curve, which then brings you onto the high speed lines. The bridge cost 60 million Deutsche Mark to build, or in today's money, euros, 30.6 million euros. So 30 million euro to build that bridge. We're at kilometer post 42. and we will be slowing down for Langenprozelten, our penultimate stop of this quite scenic journey, which I haven't been able to really enjoy because I've had my head in the notes, but it is very nice from the times that I have enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying it too. It's definitely I got this route for quite cheap. I picked it up on sale because it's so old. You know, you do get it for quite cheap on sale. So I only recommend it, to be honest. The detail isn't great if you're looking long distances, as you've probably seen. But you know, on sale, if it's cheap, you know, why not? It's a good route. It's a nice route to have. If you want a route that takes you a decent amount of time, but not too much time, I'll put this down. Then this is definitely the route for you. Here comes another train. I think this is gonna run the full line. It's not stopping. It's express to Heidenbruchen. Heidenbruchen. Oh, signal's gone green. What's the speed limit? 110. Let's put the AFB back up. And let's get going. There's 110, right? Yes, it is. I'll let you listen to the music again. Cool. Just 2.5 kilometers now to Gemunden. Aha, this bridge. This is the bridge that if you have the Schnellfahrstrecke Kessel to Würzburg, you pass over. This bridge is, well, part of the line which links up to the Main-Spessart Bahn, or the line that the Main-Spessart Bahn links up to. Being under a Pisa beam monitoring again. So we'll get that speed down. So we don't need to argue with it. But that bridge then, part of the Hanover to Würzburg high speed line, it was built between 1982 and 1984 and opened for regular operations in 1988. It's also another record holder, I think, isn't it? Yeah, for being the largest span of any pre-stressed concrete girder bridge for railway overpasses in Germany. It's a lengthy title, but it has it. I'm just slowing down for the 40. But yeah, opened in 1988. It is 27 meters high and 135 meters long. It cost 27.2 million Deutsche Mark to build, or 13.8 million euro. Not cheap, but it's very big. So yeah, if you have the Schnellfahrstrecke Kassel to Würzburg route, you will be passing over that line. Here we see one of the layers, the trains that layer into the route here, the 143. This is from Neverke Dresden, but layers in here as well as the Vectron. And if you have Link Striker, the 110 also links in. Can't do any ICE services though. All you'll be seeing is red trains. A lot of red. But here we are then. Gemunden. Gemunden has its first documentary in 1243. Oh no, no, don't stop, don't stop. Not paying attention. I wanna stop it side by side with this train. This train will go back as well, I think. Almost. It's not perfect, but unlock on the left and open the doors. But yeah, the station dates back to 1st of October 1854. So quite an old station. Let's get a screenshot of these two trains, shall we? If only this pole wasn't in the way. It kind of does ruin everything, doesn't it? You find the pole. There we go. Would it be better if I zoomed it out a little bit more? Higher? Like that. Do want a bit zoomed in as well because I like that. A bit more zoomed in than it already is. Now, there we go then. That has been the Main-Spessart Bahn. Let's lock the doors. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, look at that. Yeah, didn't reach speed limit there. Didn't reach speed limit there, or there, or there, or there. A lot of places. Gold medal. All good fun. There we go. 51.6 kilometers driven. Took us just over 50 minutes. But that's going to be it from me today, everyone. I hope you did enjoy the video. I hope you learnt something new. And if you did enjoy the video, there's the other train that we saw on Little Bahnhof down there. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like. It really does help. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.